I guess I'm supposed to start off this video by telling you a little bit about myself. I could go into how I used to put on plays for my parents when I was younger, and how those plays or skits were eventually translated into YouTube videos when I got older. However, I've heard a lot of film critics say, show, don't tell. Well, I've got a lot to show in a very little amount of time, so I'm going to do a little bit of showing and telling. As for the part where I tell you about myself, I'm hoping a bit of me comes out of the videos I'm about to show you. Speaking of those videos, let's start off by winding back the clock a few years. This video that you're seeing here is part of an hour-long movie that I made along with my sister and friend. We call it Wizard Exterminator. Technically, it's Wizard Exterminator 2, but the first one is so embarrassing, I'm afraid both my sister and my friend would probably lock me away if I showed even one frame of the first one. That's not to say this one was a masterpiece, but it does have a somewhat coherent story about two friends trying to take down an evil wizard mastermind, played by yours truly. That's me, by the way, in the Scary's double mask and the red fleece. The reason I'm showing you this is because this was the first movie that I got to go through the process of making a full video, from creating the story, to filming, to editing. While the visual effects are nothing too special, they added a fun element to the movie that I'd never done before. We did go on to make Wizard Exterminators 3, but just like the case with most sequels, it just wasn't as good as the original.
No! I like to buy my yearbook. I like to buy my yearbook. I like to buy my yearbook. We like to buy a yearbook!
Towards the end of middle school, my friend and I worked on commercials to sell the school yearbook. My friend and my sister did most of the acting in them while I worked mainly behind the camera. Around this time, we'd begun to experiment with using a green screen that I had from when I was younger, as well as wearing actual costumes. These commercials gave me the chance to practice editing while still helping the school sell books.
Hey, you chopped down this tree? Because if you did, you ain't getting no yearbook.
And that brings us to my high school years. In high school, my friend and I continued making yearbook commercials. While in middle school we tried to make as many commercials as possible, in high school we made the crucial decision to create less commercials, but of higher quality. This meant we could spend more time with choosing what scenes and costumes we wanted, as well as spending more time going over the structure of the commercial.
The end of the sales are near.
For our Avengers spoof, we even took the time to travel to New York in order to film in front of tall buildings. The choice to take more time on each commercial also gave me the chance to experiment with animation. After creating a fully animated yearbook commercial, I was able to use the skills I learned on the commercial and apply it to other school projects. Blood vessels, eyes, bones, lungs, and the covering of the spinal cord. What you're seeing now is from a science project about Marfan syndrome. And this is from a project about science versus religion. No, Copernicus! Why did you do that? Well, it's taken a couple of minutes, but we finally reached the part of the script that just says play video compilation. That means I get to stop telling and just do some showing of my past videos. In other words, I'll stop talking now. Enjoy!
Give in to your hatred.
And at last, time has caught up with us as we have reached the present. Thank you for going through this adventure of my past projects, and I look forward to expanding this video as I continue my future in the visual effects world.